Okay, everyone is here, right? How are you? Yeah, you can.
Good afternoon. For the second session, I will be not taking much time. Only 5 6 slides are there. So as I have already mentioned in the morning that the configuration of the library, the NGS, it must be very accurate. Otherwise, it can lead to the either under cluster or the over clustering in the Unina, or in case of the ion torrent, it can lead to the polyclonal. So that data is bad. So there are several platforms are available for the quantification. The best one is cubic fluorometer. Not best one, but the most widely used is the cubic fluorometer, and it is more sensitive than the UV absorbance, and that's why in for the library either quantification of the starting material for the library preparation, like either it can be the DNA or RNA. We are never using the nanodrop or the UV spectrophotometer. The DNA or RNA quantification for the library preparation, it is also going to be quantified using the cubic fluorometer only. And same this can be used for the quantification of the library because and it is accurately quantify the DNA, RNA, and protein. For each, the separate kits are available, and they are having the different kind of the probes. For example, if you are using the key for the RNA, it will the probes inside the key will bind with only the RNA, and for the DNA, the probe will bind only with the DNA only. It is fast and reliable detection of the degraded RNA with the new RNA IQSA. So they have now launched this kit. Otherwise, for the RNA integrity, we have to go for the bioanalyzer. But but using this kit, you can also access the you can also detect the degradation of the RNA from your sample, and it requires only 1 microliter of your samples. And the data can be you can export in any format using either Wi-Fi or the USB port. So for in NGS, these kits are widely used. Qubit double-stranded DNA, broad-range assay kit. So the difference is like the quantitation range. We are in broad range. Here the quantitation range is 2 to 1000 nanogram. And this qubit DNA HS kit is mostly used for the quantification of library because the concentration of the library will be minute. So, and its quantification range is 0.2 to 100 nanograms per microliter. Then qubit SSDNA is, say, if you want to quantify only the single stranded DNA, like if you prepare the cDNA, RNA from the cDNA, you can quantify the cDNA using this kit. Qubit SSDNA assay tool. And this is the quantification rate. In RNA also same as DNA, like broad range and the HS kit are available. And for the microRNA quantification, this qubit microRNA assay kit is available. Second is bioanalyzer. It can be used for both the purpose, for the quality assessment as well as for the quantification. So typically you will get like this kind of the peak, and the this indicate the size of that peak. And along with you will be getting the concentration of that peak of each peak. Like this 107, one peak is small peak is there. So its concentration is 4.58 picogram per microgram, and its molarity. And that's why, say for example, if you have any adapter dimers or primer dimers in your library, and even though its peak is minute as compared to your library, but because its size is very small, its picomole will be very higher. So that must be removed. So in summary, like in bioanalyzer, you will find a summary like the average base pair size of the library is this, and the concentration of this library is this much picogram per microliter as well as of this molarity. And using this qubit, like qubit reading, you have to convert into the picomole. The formulas are available. You have to feed the concentration and the average size, and based on that, it will calculate uh, the polarity. So here it is giving based on the size and the absorbance of that particular area, it will give you the polarity. So we have observed generally the result of this bioanalyzer and the qubit molarity, they are almost nearby. Same for the RNA, for the RNA quality as well as the quantity. You can also use this bioanalyzer. It will also give you the concentration as well as this ring value, RNA integrity number, how much intake your RNA is based on the peaks of the this example of the eukaryote. So concentration of this 18S and 23S. In case of prokaryote, it will be ratio of the 16S and 23S. So along with the quality like ring value 8.8, it will also give you the concentration 2.6 nanogram per micron. So you can also use this concentration for further library preparation. So what we are doing here is so why we are using this either real-time PCR or any other method. So you might be knowing that during library preparation, suppose say for example we want to prepare the library for the shotgun sequencing. So first we will do the fragmentation of our genomic DNA. Then second step we will ligate the adapter we will ligate. But in practical, what will happen? Some of your DNA fragment may not have the adapters. Okay, but if you quantify your library using either that qubit fluorometer or based on the bioanalyzer, it will measure the concentration. Okay, but if you are using these kits, real-time PCR or any other kit, so they are using the primers which are complementary to the adapters. So that's why it gives you the exact quantification of your library molecule, not the DNA molecule. So that is the difference between the qubit quantification using either qubit or bioanalyzer and real-time PCR or the digital PCR. So Ion Torrent platform has two kits. Ion Library Quantitation Kit. It is for the universal library quantitation of a prepared using any of the Thermo Fisher kit. And this is the Ion Universal Library Quantitation Kit. It is used for the quantification of the 16S rRNA library, which you have prepared using the 16S rRNA MPSIC panel of this Thermo Fisher Scientific. And Illumina have this Kappa library quantitation kit for the any of the library you have prepared for the Illumina platform. And the third method is the digital PCR. So here the advantage of the digital PCR is that the no dependency on the standard of the reference, because in real-time PCR we have to run the standard, and based on that CT value we have to determine the concentration of our sample. However, in digital PCR it is the irrespective of the reference. So you have a separate lecture, entire lecture for the digital PCR. Who is going to deliver that lecture? So I am not going to much detail in digital PCR. And the highly inhibitor tolerance as compared to the conventional or the real-time PCR. Why she will be explaining, and is allow the increased precision by increasing the dilution of the target compound. It is comparison of the real time of the traditional PCR versus digital PCR. Like here in real time PCR, it is the it estimate the amount of application in real time, while digital PCR measure the fluorescence at the end of the PCR. Here it is a semi-quantitative, like it requires the standard. However, it is actually digital PCR will give you the absolute quantification. And here it is in traditional PCR it is sensitivity and the poor accuracy, while here it will give you the direct exact copy number. and only size-based discrimination is possible in traditional PCR, while digital PCR can be used for accurate analysis of the complex mixture. If you have the different targets, you can have a multiplex probe. In digital PCR provide user-friendly results. Digital in terms of the direct copy number. How many copies of your library in your sample? Thank you. I think she is ready for the lecture on the digital PCR. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Bhumika Prajapati. I am here as a scientist B. So let's start with the digital PCR system. So the digital PCR system. So digital PCR system has been established by various manufacturers like Applied Biosystem, Kaizen, as well as Biored also. The techniques on which the digital PCR works might be some difference according to the manufacturer. Here, what we have is a Kaizen's digital PCR system, which works on the partitioning based on the nanoplate. That is based on the nanoplate format. So, suppose let's say the digital PCR system has been developed by the Biored. That is a droplet digital PCR system. So, in which your sample is partitioning into the droplet formation. Here we have a nanoplate. So your sample PCR mix will be distributed into the nanovell plate formats. So and ABI is the digital PCR system is based on the chip based system. So the principle is same, that the partitioning into the many microfluidic system, but some kind of difference are there according to the manufacturer. So first, what is the digital PCR? So this is the third generation most advanced PCR technology designed for the specific detection and absolute quantification of your nucleic acid. That can be your RNA or cDNA or DNA. So the digital PCR system it is working on the principle of this real-time PCR based chemistry, as well as the workflow is also very same. And the reagent and amplifications, so the basic reagents, reagent components like PCI or tag DNA polymerase, your buffer to for enzyme, your DNTPs, your primer probe, that is almost same what we are using in the real-time PCR. But what is the different? Like here, suppose we have a Kaizen system, so they are manufacturing some proprietary master mix that will work with this instrument. But the basic chemistry will be remain same as compared to the real-time PCR. And as Dr. Ramesh mentioned, this is the absolute quantification. So here if you want to quantify anything, you will not require any standard, or you will not require any dilution or standard patterns. So why this is called as a digital PCR? Because digital means this digital PCR is basically working with the binary pattern. So either 0 or 1. That we will discuss later on. And if you compare this conventional PCR, this qPCR, that is a real-time PCR, and a digital PCR. So this is the endpoint. Conventional PCR, you know, that is the endpoint. You cannot measure your target fluorescence or quantification in between. But here in real time, you can see at each cycle progresses. And same with the conventional PCR, digital PCR is also working as an endpoint detection method. Here also you cannot see your amplification during the cycle progresses. So over 3,000 papers has been published using these digital PCR based approaches around the world. So as the real-time PCR is working with two kind of chemistries. First is a cybergreen based assay and second one is your TechMan based assay. So what is here, basically whatever the digital PCR platform has been established by different manufacturers, they are preferring to use the EVA Green. So that is similar to the Cyber Green. The principle remains same, but they are using EVA Green based detection assay. So what is the mechanism here? So the EVA Green or Cyber Green, whatever this is a double stranded binding dyes. That is basically the intercalating dye. So which works with some kind of wavelength at excitation wavelength as well as emission wavelength, and that allow the detection which is captured by your filters. So here, what is the problem with EVA Green or Cyber Green? So whenever you have a denaturation, annealing, and extension, so if any double-stranded DNA is there in your PCR mix, whatever it can be the primer dimer or any non-specific. So off-target amplification will be also there. Non-specific amplification will also there. So non-specific PCR product and primer dimer will also contribute to the fluorescence signal when you are using the EVA Green or Cyber Green based assay. So in the real-time PCR, you need to see the MEL curve analysis every time whenever you are doing. Suppose MEL curve will show you different peaks, then that will be the different amplicons in your system. Here also in the digital PCR system, if you are using the EVA Green based assay, there the signal which is occurring from the primer dimer end of your target, that can be distinguished by the fluorescence intensity. So the basic disadvantage using the Cyber Green or EVA Green, that will give you the non-specific amplification, as well as the specificity is also very low compared to the TechMan based assay. So second one approach is a TechMan probe based assay. So here in Cyber Green assay, in EVA Green or Cyber Green assay, you have forward primer and reverse primer only. But here you have a one more specificity that is occurring in the probe sequence. So the probe sequence will be also around 20 to 22 base pair in a size. But in a probe sequence, there will be a 5 prime, the fluorophore, that will be the fluorescent dye, any dye, which will be attached at the 5 prime end, and the quencher will be there, that will be at the 3 prime end here. So suppose if your annealing is start, that during the extension phase, after annealing, your primer, your forward primer, reverse primer, as well as your probe has been bind to that specific target sequence. Then during the extension phase, the probe will be cleared by the 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease activity of your tech DNA polymerase. Suppose your forward primer and reverse primer has been bind as well as your probe has been bind. Now, when the extension amplification will be carried out by the tech DNA polymerase, so the nuclease activity of the tech DNA polymerase will degrade this fluorophore to quencher. So if the amplification is there, your fluorophore and quencher will be separated, and your fluorophore will give you the fluorescence. So that's why it will give you the specific amplification only. So the compared to the EVA Green based assay, this is some more costlier compared to the EVA Green based assay. So this is just the basic difference between the conventional, real time, as well as digital PCR. So likewise, here this is everyone you know that you require the gel and everything. Even you can't detect the minute amount of your targets. So the sensitivity is very low. Here your sensitivity is high. Even you can optimize statement based assay, so they will not give you the non-specific. Here you can see the real-time detection, but here also you require the standards. If you are not having any standards, you cannot quantify your actual targets in the sample. But here you don't require any standard, and this is the precision and reproducibility is higher, and inhibitor sensitivity is very low. Suppose if I am doing wastewater surveillance using using this digital PCR as well as RT-PCR. So in wastewater sample, your inhibitors will be very high. So that chemicals or any moiety that will inhibit your PCR cycle. So here your actual reaction is going to be distributed in so many partitions. So that will be act as a individual partition. So The inhibitor concentration also will be dividing in all that partitions. So there will be no any PCR inhibition. That's why it's called as a low in sensitivity to inhibitors. And this is also endpoint. So the actual overall digital PCR by any platform that works on the base of partitioning. So you have you can have anything, genomic DNA, your cDNA, RNA, any sample you are putting into your PCR mix that will be distributed into so many partitions in thousands. Then in that all the individual partitions that will act as a individual PCR reaction and that will amplify your targets. So you see that your one sample has been distributed into so many, and there will be the separate PCR reaction for all that. So your sensitivity will be very high, and you can target, you can quantify rare targets also. So what are the strengths? So here the precision is low in compared to the digital PCR for real-time PCR. Here the detection, actually when you know that, that I will cover in the next slide. So it can detect small fault changes also. Yes, here you not require any standard curve. Here you require standard curve. The PCR inhibitor tolerance is higher, reproducibility is higher, and cost, it is obviously this is more expensive than the RT-PCR. So as I told that how it can diluted your samples. So if your difference is 10-fold in the concentration, you will get around 3.360 difference. Here you can only like 10-fold difference in the concentration you can measure very good way. But here suppose you are taking this one 10-fold wala. So here you can see how many points you can detect. So this is 659 copies, this is 726, 770. Around 40 to 50 copies difference you can measure using the digital PCR. That's why it called as it detects a small difference into the expression as well as in the quantification. So the workflow is same as RT-PCR. The workflow can be different using different platform. So it can be different for droplet digital PCR. Here we have this. So it can be different, but whatever we have here, the workflow is almost similar compared to the RT-PCR. So firstly, but here what the major change into the sample preparation is, suppose here if your concentration will be very high, your starting concentration of your DNA, RNA or anything, cDNA, if your concentration will be very high, you will get saturated. You will not get any copies because your all partition will get saturated. So here, firstly, whenever you are starting, you just start with the different dilutions. So suppose you know your concentration of your DNA or RNA, let's say 100 nanogram, but you dilute it 2 or 3 dilution and then run, and then you see that how many copies you are getting, and accordingly you can fix the dilution for your sample. So here, firstly, you do the sample dilution. Not every time you need to do. First, you optimize which dilution it works best, and then you choose that dilution for your further experimentation. Then you make the PCR reaction mixer. Then you load your sample into that. You must have seen the plate. So you load your PCR reaction mix into that well, and inside the instrument that will be partitioning. It can be droplet, but here we have a partition generation, and then amplification will be there at each partitions, and then finally you will have a readout and quantification. So from all the partitions, you will get what are the partitions which is positive, which are giving amplification, and what partitions are negative. So the basic principle behind digital PCR is that work with the random distribution. Suppose if you have an even distribution, I have 100 molecules and this is 100 wells. So this is a even distribution. All 100 wells will have 1 copies. And this is a random distribution. So in random distribution, there might be chance that some well will have no copies, some well will have 1 copies. or more than this. So this random, the digital PCR works based on the random distribution. That's why the random distribution to calculate the exact copies, they work in the Poisson-based statistics. So this is the kind of, suppose you have 100 molecule of your target, then this is 100 well. So some well will have some, and based on this Poisson distribution, the software will automatically calculate the copies. So uh, suppose this should be your NTC. So here all partitions are negative. So this is the low copy number. Suppose if you are detecting only 3 or 4 copies, so the signal will be like this. And if you have a higher copies, let's say if you have more than 1,000 copies, then your signal will be there. This is a signal map actually. And this is oversaturated. Your all partition is positive. So in kind of here, suppose your concentration is very high. So you will get result like this, oversaturated. So your digital PCR software will give you oversaturated. Then you need to dilute your sample and accordingly calculate. So this too is good. Here, suppose if you are getting signal like this, then the software will calculate the copies. So your output will be copies of your DNA or RNA target per microliter. So as I mentioned also that this is a saturated, so your detection should be in this between, and this should be your NTC. There should not be any amplification. So this instrument, QIAGEN digital PCR instrument, that come in a two-way. If that is the first is a 2-channel base and second one is a 5-channel base. We are here is 5-channel base. So what is the advantage? You can multiply. You can multiplex the target. Suppose this is a filter. So this is the excitation and emission wavelength they have mentioned. This is the example fluorophore. From there you can choose. But suppose any dye, let's say ABY or June, that you want to use as a probe. But here it is not mentioned. Then you can select the excitation and emission wavelength of that from the reference, and then you can accordingly select the channel. So you can simultaneously do 5 targets using this. So suppose I want to see the dengue serotype in one single reaction. So serotype 1, 2, 3, 4, I will choose different fluorophore while designing the probe. And multiplex I can do, and I can see the quantification for each serotype in a single reaction mix. So that you cannot do with this EVA green or cyber green based sensor. So in the software, when you see, they will actually give you this result, copies per microliter. But how the software calculates? So suppose here in the digital PCR, we have a two-plate format. I think you must have seen in the practical session. That is, one is a 8.5 thousand partition base, and second one is a 26,000 partition base. So suppose this is a lambda, what they calculate. So how they calculate? So number of valid partitions, because suppose I am using 26,000 partition well plate and I am putting my reaction mix. So what is a valid partition? Valid partition is those partitions in which your PCR mix is there and it is distributed. So not every time it will be there that your all PCR mix will be distributed into all your partitions. So from every time when we run the digital PCR, we get around 25,000 or around 25,500 valid partitions. So few of your partition will not have any reaction mix, so that is not your valid partition. So valid partitions, whatever you got, minus number of positive partitions. So positive partitions is that in which you got your amplification divided by number of partitions. So let's say suppose 8,000 are valid partitions in which 4,000 are positive and 4,000 are negative. So this is calculated and the lambda you are getting 0.693. So this is approximately, if you multiply with the valid partition, you will get this much copies. But don't focus on this. But here you take this lambda 0.693 here, and how you get the final result. So this is lambda, this is the delta divided by V, that is the volume. So delta is getting 0.693 from that valid partition and all that calculation. So this is estimated partition volume. Let's say suppose the manufacturer Kaizen, they are recommending to use 40 microliter in your 26,000 partition well. So from that 40 microliter, the analyzer because some volume will not be used. That will be the dead volume. So from that 40 microliter, they are using suppose 24 microliter. So based on that, suppose the total volume is 24 microliter and that is divided into 26,000 partitions. So according to that calculation, the estimated partition volume will be 0.34 nanoliter. So the copies per microliter will be this, your lambda value into the 1000. So this is the actually calculation. Then you can ask me in a practical session also. So this will be by this way they calculate the copies per microliter. So they will give you output in this manner. So now what is the detection limit here? So we have two different well plate format, 8.5 thousand and 26,000 well plates. So number of partition here is 8,500, here 26,000. So as I say that probe and EVA green base, two chemistries are there. So upper limit of copies per partition. So per partition में आप पांच copies आए उतना detection probe based ऐसे में कर सकते हैं and 2 for EVA green based ऐसे. So if one single partition is detecting more than 5 copies in probe based assay, they will give you the result as a oversaturated. So this is the upper limit for the calculation. As I told you that whenever you are using 8.5 thousand nanoplate, they will give you to use 12 microliter as a volume. And here I think you have used 26,000. So there they will put 40 microliter. From this, the analyzable volume is only 24. And here around 3. So from this analyzable volume, they calculate the copies and what are the limit that maximum copy number can be analyzed using this volume, and how they give the estimated maximum copies per reaction you can detect with the probe as well as EVA green based assay. So as I told, if I exit above 5, then it will give you the oversaturation. So the workflow, as I mentioned, for RT and digital is almost similar. Load PCR mix into the plate, here in nanoplate, and then you have amplification, and then you have a result in terms of standard curve and unknown sample, and here you have a signal intensity and signal graph and everything, and ultimately the absolute quantification. So this is the instrument what we have. So in the above side, we have an imaging module. Inside the instrument here, it will be priming and rolling, and this will be the thermal cycler module. So I think you must have seen from here you will load your plate, and then you have here the digital screen for what the cycle is running and everything they will mention. So this is the plate. So this is a crops. This is a enlargement of this single well. So this is your input well. So the round one, here you will input your PCR mix. So that will give into like this, and that will be this micro channels. This is called as partitions. So let's say 26,000 these partitions are there. So what will happen? You have loaded your sample into the plate. So you will seal the plate, and then you will put your plate inside the instrument. So inside the instrument, one piston will come, and that will force this reaction mix into these channels. So all your reaction mix will be distributed into this micro channels, and then it will amplify into this, and whatever the extra volume is there, that will be gone through the vent. So this is the cross section view of these all partitions. So as I told, we have a multiplexing module here. So total is a 6 channel. You can do 5 channel, 5 target detection, and 1 channel is reference. So here why they are giving the reference channel? Using this reference channel, you can see that what is your valid partition. Suppose what will happen here, like the real-time PCR, you will not make your PCR reaction mix directly into the plate. You first prepare your reaction mix outside the plate in the Eppendorf tube. Then you ensure that there is no any bubble or anything. Then you load your sample into it. Because sometimes if the bubble will be there, it will not give you the valid partition properly. Suppose the bubble is there. So let's say if your reaction mix is very proper, then you will get around 25,000 valid partition. But if you are getting any bubble, then valid partition will be lower. So that reference channel is, suppose your result is not good, you can see in the reference channel. So anything, how evenly your PCR reaction mix has been distributed or not. And two well plate format they are giving. So what are the main advantages? So here the fixed and sealed partitions that present variation. So sealed nanoplate. So whenever you put your plate inside the instrument, roller from the bottom side, they will seal each your nano partitions. So sealed plate will prevent the well-to-well contamination, and it will have a faster readout. And this is some simple workflow. It takes around 3 hours to complete one run. So this is all the steps. First, you make the reaction mix that will be distributed. Here, as I mentioned, that the pistons from the digital PCR system that push PCR reaction mixture through all the partitions automatically. And roller from the bottom side, they will seal each partitions and distributing the individual copies throughout the partitions. And during the thermal cycling, all your DNA will be doubled, target DNA in each partition, and finally you will get your signal or readout. So these they are coming with 3 plate formats. So this is a 26,000 partition, 24 well format. You can put 24 samples here. This is 8.5 partition, 24 well plate. And this is 8.5 thousand partition, 96 well format. Here you cannot use the plate again. So if you are using only this, let's say I have only 10 samples, then you need to use entire plate. You cannot reuse the plate. So different applications, suppose your target is very rare, then it is advisable to use the 26,000 partition, because as the partition will be higher, your detection limit will be also higher. And if you know that your target is good, abundant or anything, then you can use 8.5 thousand partitions also. So as I said, that this is a reference channel that counts the number of field partitions and it determines the analyzable volume. Suppose the bubble or anything is there, so the analyzable volume will be low, and from that volume the software will calculate the copies. And the green channel is, let's say this green channel is for EVA green as well as for FEM. If I am using different dye, Sci-Fi, then the channel will be red also. So it counts the number of positive partition and it will calculate the copies using the Poisson statistics. So the master mix, whatever the chemistry we are using, that is proprietary only. So we cannot use we cannot use the PCR based RT-PCR master mix with this system. So I have designed these 2 kit, QIAcuity Pro PCR kit and QIAcuity EG, EVA green based PCR kit. So what here for the NGS quantification, we use that is a EVA green base. So that is optimized for the base performance in a microfluidic system. So this is the software part. I think you must have seen in the practical session. This is very simple. We can learn over there also if you have any doubts. So you put your plate name, assign your reaction mix, then put your sample name, everything. Put your PCR protocol, cycling condition, everything into that. So this is everything. We can see there. So what are the reaction mix? Reaction mix is particularly, it is very useful when you are giving more than two targets or more than one targets. Suppose this well is having only FAM as a target, this is having Sci-Fi as a target. So I will put a different reaction mix that will contain different fluorophore. Even in single reaction mix, you can use 5 targets or 5 fluorophore. So whenever you get the result after completion of the PCR cycle, you will have these windows: absolute quantification, mutation detection, genome editing. So they have given everything inside the software. Suppose I am doing mutation detection as said, then I will choose here and they will automatically calculate. And they have mentioned the formulas and everything into that manuals. But if you are using gene expression, so in which they have given what is your reference, what is your housekeeping gene, select what is your target gene, what is from which sample you want to compare other samples, like everything, and they will give you the fold changes into the gene expression also. So your result will be kind of like this. This is a plate image. Plate image like this is basically what your valid partition and everything. This is a histogram. So what are the signals here? In form of histogram they are given. This is 1D scatter plot. So here they mentioned this negative partition. What is your positive partition? So 1D scatter plot we use for only one target. 2D scatter plot, when you have a more than two targets or everything, you can see that how your different targets signal is giving you what difference into the fluorescence and everything. So this is a signal map, how saturation is there inside your samples. This is concentration per partition in form of heat map, and this is also in form of point diagram. And this is bar graph giving all the concentration for all wells. So what are the different applications that we can use? We can use this digital PCR for mutation, rare mutation detection. Suppose your wild type is very higher and you want to detect some rare mutation or everything, you can do. What is the copy number variation? For gene expression analysis, miRNA detection, then gene editing based application, genotyping, you can do microbiome analysis as well as you can do any infectious disease monitoring or any seroprevalence kind of experiment, everything for NGS quantification also. So this is one example how the digital PCR can be used for copy number variation. Suppose here they have used this 8.5 thousand partition well plate format, and they have used EvaGreen based assay only. So they have used this template concentration around 4 nanogram per reaction, and they want to see that what is the changes into the X chromosome copies, X and Y chromosome copies. So let's say this is NTC. So these are three S's. So in NTC there should not be any amplification. So it is giving 0 copies. Then here, if you say XY, in this sample only one X is there. In this sample 2X are there, and in this sample 3X are there. So you can see that if one X is there, that is giving 61 copies. And if you will get this sample, it will be almost double, and this will be almost 3 times. So it will give you the indication by using the X chromosome specific primers. It will give you the indication. So what are the variation into the chromosome? The same like with this for Y chromosome here. So here only one copies of Y chromosome. So there is here no copies. So there should not be any amplification. Here also there is no copy of Y chromosome. So likewise, you can design your experiment according to the different applications. You can also do for the rare mutation detection. So for developing the methods, you can go through their manuals, and they are also developed the assay for specific for this instrument for different applications.
We have to design primers.
Yes.
Actually, here main part means that primer design means the probe and the multiplexing. These two can you
What?
this multiplexing we are doing. So suppose if I want to, for example, you give me that for dengue different genotypes if I want to detect. How to do the multiplexing?
Yeah, suppose for that, firstly you will select probe based assay, right? Eva Green you cannot use multiplex. So suppose I want to do my 4 different targets are there. Let's say if I want to detect dengue, chikungunya, malaria in one reaction. So what I will firstly design specific primers, forward and reverse primers. Then I will design probe also. So let's say for dengue, I have designed my primer forward and reverse, and as well as I will design the probe sequence. So probe sequence is similar to the forward and reverse primer only. Your probe can be bind to the reverse side also, as well as can bind to the forward primer. So you select from the NCBI that sequence, probe sequence. So 3 specificities there. Your forward primer, reverse primer is specific to dengue as well as your probe. But when you design the probe, I have selected 20 base pair sequence for dengue, for chikungunya, and for malaria. Right now, when I will give manufacturer to synthesize this probe, I will select the dye that will help me in a multiplexing. Let's say, this 5 channel filter we have. So my dengue probe, whatever I am designing, that is that I am attaching FAM as a fluorophore. So that will give me fluorescence here in this channel. For dengue, for chikungunya, I will select any dye. This is the representative dye, but you can select any dye. There are a number of dyes which can lie between this. So I will select, say, Tamra I am selecting for chikungunya, and for malaria I am selecting Sci-Fi. So I will give my sequence and I will say I want FAM for here. For this sequence, I want to use this fluoro for this one and this. Then you prepare your reaction mix. You put everything inside that. All 6 primer for 3 targets. All 6 primer. All 3 probe sequence. And then you do the amplification, and you will see readout in 3 different formats, 3 different channels. So that is the multiplexing.
Version they will send the primary probes.
Hmm?
Version they have sent.
No, you can do from anywhere. IDT or Eurofin, not Kaizen. Probe and primer you can synthesize anywhere.
And the probe that we synthesize within that applicant range only.
Yes, within that
The
only.
sequence that
And it should be closer to your forward or reverse primer.
any.
Anyone. That will give you better signal. You can select in between also, but for higher specificity or for for good amplification, you select nearby one. Forward.
Within
or-
the one that all the primers are there. One the value, I say. And the probes are there. There's no chance of the self-funneling this many sequences.
But then that point is you need to consider while designing the primer. Suppose I don't know about you people are knowing about the basics of primer designing or not. But whenever you design the primer, that should not give you any self priming as well as cross भी नहीं होना चाहिए when you are doing into the multiplex.
That in the single well we are keeping the sample of all the 3 for
Yeah.
malaria, chikungunya, or so if we design for the one amplicon, we take care about that forward and reverse. That is no happy loop and that managing and all. That we have to take care about all the 3 if the 3 samples are there.
Yes, but whenever you are doing, yes, you have to design that way only. Yeah, but in silico tools are there, you can design.
Normally, simple multiplex PCR, but we need to design the probe.
Yeah, the same way, the digital PCR is not giving you any difference in designing primer probe or everything.
This
The same like RT-PCR.
like difference between conventional and this RT-PCR or real time. The size of the product must be smaller.
Yeah, must
Like
be
conventional,
smaller. I think maximum 250.
250.
250
Cannot
you
go
can.
beyond. In conventional PCR up to 1 kb also you can design.
Yeah, because whenever you do the cybergreen and evagreen, जितना भी आपका वो एम्प्लीकॉन साइज जितना भी हायर रहेगा ना, उतना ज्यादा वो फ्लोरोसेंस देंगे. मतलब जितना भी डीएन डबल स्टैंडर्ड है उतना वो एक्यूमुलेट होके फिर वो सैचुरेट. तो उसकी वजह से वो 200 to 250 that you should restrict.
So the same primers cannot be used for conventional.
Yeah, but the same primer you can use RT-PCR and digital PCR. That you can use. इवन साइबर ग्रीन के लिए आपने पहले ऐसे बना है, ऐसे पहले सोचा कि मुझे साइबर ग्रीन से करना है, यू हैव फॉरवर्ड रिवर्स, एंड अभी आपने शिफ्ट किया कि मुझे प्रोब बेस करना है, तो वो प्राइमर आप यूज कर सकते हो, सिर्फ आपको एडिशनल प्रोब यू नीड टू डिजाइन।
If I don't have this different sample, but I have single sample and I want to amplify the different. The single
Yeah.
one is enough for it. No need to make a duplicates of.
Single way, you are talking about replicates.
Not replicate.
Different
Single
genes.
sample. If I
Yes.
need to do with the BRCA1 and BRCA2, what I do,
Yes,
I
yes.
add in a different way. I
नहीं.
add. Single BRCA1 and BRCA2 will give the.
That is like way only. Suppose अभी तो जैसे हम लोग वैसे एक किट बना रहे हैं डेंगू का, जिसमें all 4 serotype, और when we are optimizing the assay, we will put all 4 template. But when I do clinical sample, only one will be there, and I need to detect all the virus or infections. Multiple sample, multiple target, one sample, multiple targets. इसीलिए उसमें भी क्या होता है कि फ्लोरोफोर जो होता है ना, उसका भी स्ट्रेंथ डिफरेंट होता है। जैसे फैम, इफ यू आर यूजिंग फैम एज अ फ्लोरोफोर, वो कॉमनली यूज होता है एंड इट इज चीप आल्सो। इफ यू यूज साइफाई एंड दैट सिंथेसिस कॉस्ट विल बी हायर, बट फैम जो होता है उसकी इंटेंसिटी बहुत अच्छी होती है। सपोज आपका टारगेट्स माइन्यूट भी है ना, देन आल्सो इट विल गिव यू द फ्लोरोसेंस। सो व्हेनेवर यू आर डिजाइनिंग मल्टीप्लेक्स ऐसे, वो ज्यादा ध्यान रखो। जैसे मुझे डेंगू का मैं डिजाइन कर रही हूँ ऑल 4 सेरोटाइप के लिए, तो मुझे प्रीवियस मतलब बैकग्राउंड सर्च से इतना पता चला कि 3 and 4 आर मोर प्रिविलेंट, कि जितना भी मैं सैंपल एनालिसिस करूंगी उसमें मेजोरिटी मुझे 3 and 4 मिलेंगे। तो उसके लिए मैं क्या करूंगी, उसके लिए मैं दूसरा वीक लूंगी, वीक फ्लोरोफोर। तो वो क्योंकि उसका अबंडेंस ज्यादा होगा तो डिटेक्शन, बट जिसका अबंडेंस ज्यादा है, रेयर है, उसमें आप फैम यूज करो। तो क्योंकि जब आप एक्चुअल में एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हो तब आपको पता चलता है कि सारे फ्लोरोफोर का स्ट्रेंथ उतना इक्वल नहीं होता है, तो कोई टारगेट आपका सप्रेस हो जाता है बाय मल्टीप्लेक्स। तो आपको पता है तो उस हिसाब से ही आप डिजाइन करो।
Over COVID kit is ready with all the strain with that.
What?
The COVID kit is all the strain and one row fragment. So which strain is there we can detect.
Actually COVID के लिए whatever kits they are giving ना in market, they are giving different targets, N gene, E gene, ORF1 and so the mutation I think S gene में सबसे ज्यादा है, तो उसी according they are changing the sequence of that primer and all. So one company suppose launch the kit in first wave. Now they are again launching the same kit, but the different variant को cover करे वैसा time of design करते हैं।
Thank you.
अभी एनालिसिस में जब अभी रन चल रहा है ना, तो वहाँ पे we can discuss other.
Output, ma'am, it will come in all the format which you showed.
Yes, in all the formats. You need to see the copies per microliter. But
Yes,
you,
ma'am. What is the copies, ma'am?
Hmm?
Copies per microliter, like the copies means number of fragments. Number of
Amplifiers.
आप पहले
Absolute.
yeah,
Absolute.
yeah, absolute. So you will first see the what are the copies first, but then you also need to see the signal map and everything. Is there any problem in the signal map, or how your PCR reaction mix has been distributed? Is there any bubble or not? Then everything. But I think this will not give you मतलब valid partition आ ही जाते हैं 25,000 के ऊपर, अगर पाइपेटिंग अच्छा है तो नो इश्यू। और अगर आपका सपोज लेट से बबल आ गया और कुछ पार्टीशन कम हुए, देन ऑल्सो यू कैन कंसीडर। ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं कंसीडर कर सकते, बट जितना प्रिसीजन ज्यादा रहेगा उतना अच्छा है। बट जैसे मैंने डाइल्यूशन बोला ना कि लाइक सपोज आई एम यूजिंग जीनोमिक डीएनए और आई एम यूजिंग आरएनए और आई एम यूजिंग सीडीएनए। सपोज मेरा पर्पस जीन एक्सप्रेशन का है, तो उस टाइम पे मेरा सीडीएनए का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन लेट से 100 नैनोग्राम है, and suppose I want to quantify some target from genomic DNA, उसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन लेट से 100 नैनोग्राम है, तो जीनोमिक डीएनए में शायद मैं 100 नैनोग्राम वाला यूज करूंगी तो वो ओवर सेचुरेट भी हो जाएगा, बट व्हेन आई एम यूजिंग जीन एक्सप्रेशन तो जो ट्रांसक्रिप्ट होता है वो भी डिफरेंस होता है। तो उस टाइम पे मैंने सपोज डायल्यूशन कर दिया कि जीनोमिक डीएनए में तो इतना चलता है, तो cDNA तो कुछ भी नहीं है वो। दैट इज आई एम टेलिंग व्हाट वी ऑब्जर्व इन प्रैक्टिकली। सो फर्स्टली आपको थोड़ा ऑप्टिमाइज करना पड़ेगा, 1 or 2 रन व्हाट डायल्यूशन योर experiment is working and giving you best result. So from the gene expression, what we observe is that without dilution, it give you the good results while using the cDNA or RNA also. So one step kit is also there. So let's say one more, suppose my target is RNA, then one more additional step you need to do cDNA. And so अगर क्या है कि आप बाहर करोगे cDNA, let's say I have RNA और मैंने using thermo kit या कुछ बाहर मैंने कर दिया, and then you are putting cDNA in here. So उससे ज्यादा बेटर है कि वन स्टेप किट लॉन्च हुआ है, तो वो क्या करेगा, RNA ही सैंपल लेगा और ईच पार्टीशंस में यू विल गेट योर RNA कॉपीज, और उसमें भी इंडिविजुअल cDNA सिंथेसिस होगा, so it will give you more good result while using the one step kit. Yeah, so it is recommended to use the one step kit also. ये आप लोगों का क्या है?
26,000, I think another panel is not available. Just
No.
like for 8,500.
Another panel 26 is not there. 96 because partition उतने ज्यादा हो रहे हैं ना, तो spacing ही
What is the cost of the price to price to instrument?
इंस्ट्रूमेंट की प्राइस एक्चुअली यहाँ तो 1000 है, मतलब नॉट दैट 50 हाँ, हमने थोड़ी डिस्काउंट माफी दी है, मतलब फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलेशन है इंडिया में काइजन प्लेटफॉर्म
50 lakhs.
which one
50 lakhs.
50 lakhs.
आश्रय बच्चे एनर्जी रनिंग कॉस्ट वगैरह.
Running cost not like real time की वजह नहीं, for suppose we are using this 26,000 partition, that is giving you around 400 per sample.
and maintenance
जो अभी तो हमें तो 5 years नहीं बोला, we have taken 5 year warranty, right? Not, but they will give you good discount. Right? मतलब हमारा तो पहला ही था यहाँ पे इंडिया में फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलेशन, and they will give you discount in consumable also, good amount. मतलब ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं आता है कंपेयर करें, बट आपका अगर जैसे ये एनजीएस वाला आप लोगों ने जो भी लगाया दैट हम लोगों ने 8,500 पार्टीशन में भी वी हैव ऑप्टिमाइज्ड, so that plate cost is I think half of the cost of that 26,000. तो अभी पता है कि 8.5 टारगेट मेरा है बहुत ज्यादा अबंडेंट, उतना कुछ पार्टीशन ज्यादा करने की जरूरत, तो 8,500 इज वर्किंग गुड, तो उसका कॉस्ट आधा है वो प्लेट से। अगर आपका रेयर टारगेट से तो यू यूज 26,000 वाला, एंड इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर 96 सैंपल तो उसका कॉस्ट तो उससे भी कम है, सो अकॉर्डिंगली यू कैन चूज।
Droplet digital with this normal nanofilm, what is the any detection difference?
मेन तो ये हम लोगों को तो वर्कफ्लो के हिसाब, बिकॉज व्हेन वी वर परचेजिंग दिस वी लाइक कंपेयर्ड एवरीथिंग। ड्रॉपलेट में ऐसा होता है कि आपको एक ऑयल देते हैं वो लोग, ड्रॉपलेट आपका इमल्जन बेस्ड आपका ड्रॉपलेट जनरेशन, तो उसमें आप पीसीआर इज योर लाइक योर पीसीआर मींस इज एक्वियस सिस्टम एंड यू पुट ऑयल, then it will generate the droplets and then you put into the amplifier. तो उसमें आई थिंक ऐसा होता है कि कैटलिस्ट देते हैं वो लोग ड्रॉपलेट जनरेशन के लिए, फर्स्ट यू पुट ऑयल एंड योर रिएक्शन मिक्स, वो ड्रॉपलेट जनरेट हो गए, उसके बाद एम्प्लीफिकेशन करो और फिर रीड आउट करो। बेसिक जो पार्टीशनिंग में ही डिफरेंस है, वो जनरेशन ऑफ ड्रॉपलेट्स है, इधर आपको वो चैनल्स में, बट वर्कफ्लो हम लोगों को थोड़ा इसका इजी लगा था कि आप जिसको भी रियल टाइम आता है दैट दे कैन यूज, सिंपल जैसे प्लेट में करते हैं,
ease of putting a reaction and getting the
या इसमें एक बार ही लगा दो तो शायद वो फाइनली आपको देखना होता है, और इसमें शायद आपको पहले जनरेट करो फिर थर्मासाइक्लर में रखना होता है, फिर रीडर में रखना होता है। 3 उसके आते हैं वो मॉड्यूल्स। ड्रॉपलेट जनरेटर आता है, एम्पलीफायर मतलब एम्पलीफिकेशन के लिए आता है, एंड देन रीड आउटपुट।
Cost
Yeah.
also less than this droplet PCB.
कॉस्ट तो ज्यादा बोला था, उनका थोड़ा ज्यादा था। अभी तो वो पता नहीं, शायद अभी तो डिस्काउंट दे रहे हो तुम, बट हमारे कंपेयर में तो वो ज्यादा दिया था इसमें। इसका तो बहुत आउट ऑफ इंडिया में काफी सारे इंस्टॉलेशन है, बट इंडिया में हमारा फर्स्ट है। अभी तो गुजरात बायोटेक्नोलॉजी यूनिवर्सिटी इज कमिंग, दे हैव आल्सो।
But in publication service,
या
so in the speed of publication,
पीपल आर यूजिंग, बिकॉज हम लोगों ने तो खुद ने लाइक ऑब्जर्व किया है कि जैसे हमारा एक सीडीवी का प्रोजेक्ट है, वो एक कैनन डिस्टेंबर वायरस फ्रॉम एनिमल। तो उसमें रियल टाइम में हम लोगों का, रियल टाइम में क्या होता है कि जैसे आपने यूज किया, आपका बहुत कम है टारगेट, तो आपका 35 सीटी के बाद कुछ आता है, तो आप खुद ही मतलब आपका एनटीसी भी उतना, मतलब बैकग्राउंड ही आपको उतना दे देगा कि आप डिस्टिंग्विश ही नहीं कर पाओगे कि एक्चुअल क्या है। तो इसमें वो फायदा होता है कि फिर हमने इस वो भी सैंपल को इसमें रन किया, देन वी एक्चुअली गॉट सम कॉपीज। यहाँ कुछ है, तो रेयर टारगेट्स के लिए इज वेरी एडवांटेजेस।
CD में क्या करते हैं?
हम्म?
कैनन डिस्टेंस पर क्या कर रहे हैं?
वो एक्चुअली हम लोग एक वैक्सीन बनाने का, इनएक्टिवेटेड वैक्सीन बनाने का प्रोजेक्ट है। उसके लिए पहले तो अभी पीसी बना के वायरस को ग्रो करके देखना है कि कितना वायरस था। अभी वो स्टेज में ही चल रहे हैं अभी।
The existing vaccine है, मतलब उसमें difference करेंगे? The existing vaccine है CD का, that is also an activated vaccine. So you are targeting different target or you?
Actually, sir, I don't know about that project. Actually, digital PCR part, I am like, whenever sample came for digital, I was.
दिखा रहा लाइट बंद करने लगेगा।
सोनू कितने बजे का एग्जाम खत्म होगा?
अभी बाकी है 6 मिनट बताना।
हाँ,